A.N. Sherwin-White, the great classical historian from Oxford, said the passage of 2 generations of time is not even enough for legend to grow up and wipe out a solid core of historical truth. So we want documents that are eyewitness-based and that come close to the events. Well, we can date, Luke talks about the virgin birth. We can date that gospel. How? Because we know that Luke wrote the Gospel of Luke and the book of Acts. The book of Acts ends with Paul being imprisoned under house arrest. It doesn't report the martyrdoms of Peter or James or the war that broke out in AD 66 or the destruction of the temple in AD 70. Why not? Because it was apparently written before those things took place. So that means we can date the book of Acts to about 60 to 62 AD. So therefore, the gospel he wrote, the first part, must come before that. And so that is even earlier. We know that he also used Mark as one of his sources. So now that goes back even earlier. And we also have creeds and hymns of the early church that go back even earlier. Keep in mind that Jesus was put to death in 30 or 33 AD. So this is the first generation. And therefore, historically speaking, this would be when you have perhaps the most accurate information that didn't get tainted by this long-term legendary development. So you look at things like that and you say, is Luke corroborated where it can be corroborated by archaeology and other sources?
You bet.
Yeah, repeatedly.
Over and over.
Over and over. He's one of the greatest historians who ever lived,
right.
According to A.N. Sherwin-White.